Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers. Welcome to another episode of Die Hard on a Blank.
Another beautiful episode on this sunny day in Chico, California.
Sunny day in Chico.
It actually is kind of sunny.
It's sunny, but it's cold as shit.
Oh, yeah. Fuck the weather.
Like, in the last week, it's got just... Like, we were getting up to, like, 75, 80 degrees in February, which was weird. And then it dropped down to, like, 29 degrees.
It has been bone-chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what weather's like in our neck of the woods.
Now let's talk about the cloud formations. There's a lot of strato. I forgot all the clouds.
I think it's a Stradivarius. Is that?
Yeah,
that
Stradivarius.
It's either
cloud,
a violin or a cloud.
What's a violin?
Right. Okay,
Here's
so
the thing. Isn't a cello just a giant violin?
Yes.
It's fucking bullshit.
I'm wondering what the difference is between a violin and a fiddle, other than the social class of the person playing it.
Oh, I think. No, I read about this. I think it depends on how you play it.
Okay.
You hold the violin a certain way, and you hold the fiddle differently.
Interesting.
But still, you hold them both under your neck and play them the exact same way.
All right. See, I just thought it was like, oh, you know, nice rich people who are white play a violin. Mm-hmm. Drunken yokels play the fiddle.
Yeah. They weren't having a violin battle with the devil and Devil Went Down to Georgia.
No, yeah. And, yeah. The devil went down to Georgia. Can't imagine why. It's like... Anyway, so this show is going to be... So we finished last show, and it's been a couple weeks. Sorry for the delay there. But last show was our final WWE movie, The Marine 5. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about, like, starting a new direction. We were going to go to all this stuff. And then I think it was your idea, right, to do...
An award show.
You wanted to do an award show for all of the WWE films.
Or a retrospective.
A retrospective. I mean, because here's the thing. And I looked at this...
Listen, I just didn't want to watch a movie.
It was 22 out of 44 episodes. This is the 44th episode of the show.
Yeah.
22 out of those 44 episodes will now be designated WWE Films episodes. So it's half the show. We should talk about it.
I don't know what to do next.
I have a couple ideas.
Oh, yeah.
And some fun things that we're going to do. But, you know, I also think it'd be cool to put a poll out there. I think that'd be fun.
WWF movies?
No.
UFC movies.
UFC movies?
MMA?
There's a handful of those. Movies that star MMA people, yeah.
No.
It started back in the early 2000s, yeah.
Of course it did.
Boss Rutan and guys like that started getting movie roles. Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz.
You know what
some
else?
of the classics.
Do you know what else started in the early 2000s?
What's that?
The WWE movies with Scorpion King.
That's right. Mm-hmm. They also started that. Yeah, no, around that time I think we all decided that, like, looking for action heroes amongst the actors, why?
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of buff, you know, barely speakable people over here. Let's just make them action stars.
Miz, get in it.
Yeah. I'm awesome.
By the end of Marine 5, by the end of this series, I'm okay with the Miz.
I am too. I don't like him, but I don't. I did probably dislike him a little when we started.
Yeah.
And that's gone away. Uh-huh. So, especially after the end of the fifth one.
He had that great bit in Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
Awesome. That's funny.
Who's awesome? I'm awesome. Yeah. So this is what this is. This is the WWE Films Award Show. We're going to be handing out a bunch of awards. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think it's 12 awards based on our conversation earlier. You should have about the same.
I do have 12.
Good. Okay. And then, of course, we have the giant list of all the movies. And then we also were bringing back something that went away just because I was being lazy. What Would Ben and Noah Do is back. We're going to do a What Would Ben and Noah Do at the end of the episode for all that good stuff. And
I'm excited to find out what we'll do.
I know. So I'm hopefully going to start bringing some of these things back, these little segments that we had along the way. We had a bunch of planned segments, too, that we ended up not doing. So we'll try to bring back some of those, too. But the plan was to put a little more production value behind the show. I'm sure some of our fans that still listen know that we used to do, like, the sound effect for, you know, Yippee-ki-yay motherfucker when we declared that a movie was a Die Hard movie.
Yeah.
And, that's kind of gone away, too.
We were going to wrestle on mic, and you guys could just hear us grunting.
Yeah, no, that was going to be fun.
Segment.
That was going to be really good, yeah. We were going to do a lot more, and we were talking about this before, we were going to do a lot more voices and impressions and shit like that, which you guys have gotten a few. Did we do the Scarface one on here?
No, we've only done Scarface.
That's only on Fancast? Well, so you got to pay extra for that.
Yeah.
If you want to hear Noah do his Scarface impression...
and Velma.
And Velma. And I think I do it too, yeah. Mm-hmm. We all kind of do a Scarface impression. Just to be clear, none of us sound anything like Scarface. So, But it's still really funny. Check that out. So that's the Fancast is available on our Patreon page. It is $5 a month to get on that Fancast, but it's if you ask the people that are on it now, they would all tell you it's totally worth it because it's awesome. But yeah, that's a fun thing.
If you want a little teaser, I'll do an impression of Scarface's sister, Gina.
Okay.
Fuck me, Tony. Fuck me. And then she gets shot. Spoilers for Scarface.
Spoilers.
The 40-year-old movie.
Yes.
Oh, shit, that movie's 36 years old.
That's the remake of the first one.
Yeah.
So,
Spoilers for Scarface, the 100-year-old movie.
Yeah, which they're going to remake another one.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I am too. I actually think that's a good idea. I think nowadays it might actually
Here's the thing.
take off. I think it might actually matter.
The first Scarface is so influential in hip-hop
Yeah.
that this new one is going to have a killer soundtrack.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Black Panther had a killer hip-hop soundtrack.
Black Panther had an amazing soundtrack.
Yeah, it did.
We should. I think we talked about it. Me and Velma talked about it on the Fancast, but we haven't talked about it on this show. Black Panther came out, and it's a big deal for the entire world. Share our thoughts real quick before we get into awards.
It's a very good movie.
Yeah,
It's made a fuckload of money. It's already made more money than Justice League did.
holy shit.
Yeah,
In 2 weeks.
Yeah, Justice League made $650 million.
Holy fuck.
And yeah, Black Panther's at 700 in its second.
To be fair, though, no one knew it was going to be so. The early projections were around what I had, which was somewhere between 75 to 90 mil. This is the earliest. This is
For Black
6
Panther?
months. Yeah, this is 6 to 4 months before release. Then, as we get close and they start doing pre-sales, the projections start going up. Then it got up to about 125.
It broke all the pre-sale records.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it got up to about 140, 150. The week before it got released, I had heard 160. I was amazed at the idea that it might be 160. Actual ended up being 207, I think, domestic.
No, it was a little less than that. 207 is the Avengers.
Oh, excuse me.
One,
Didn't it? I think it beat Avengers 2.
not Avengers 1 though.
Not Avengers 1. Yeah.
I think Avengers 1 is 207 million. Like
Okay.
it was like 204 or something. Like,
It got over 200 million, which it's now 5th all time in terms of opening weekends. That's which I don't know if you saw my post a while back, but I noticed that 8 out of the top 10 opening weekends of all time, Disney.
Hell yeah.
And almost all of them in the last 5 to 6 years. Yeah.
All makes sense.
The other two, and it's Warner Brothers used to have more spots in the top 10, by the way. And all these Disney movies just keep kicking out Warner Brothers because they were all in the bottom of the bottom half. It's now Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 is the last one from Warner Brothers on the list.
Damn.
That's number 10 now.
Shit.
Yeah. And the other one that's on the list is Universal Jurassic World.
I was
number
hoping it was
3.
a Furious movie.
Nope. Fast and Furious, they don't open very well.
Yeah,
they
that's
make
true.
a shitload of money, but
Yeah,
they
Furious 7 hit over $1 billion.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Furious 8 is 1.2. Over $1 billion of that overseas. Yeah.
Hell yeah, it is.
Only did 200 million here in the United States, maybe 2.5.
And I contributed at least $1 million to that because I fucking love that movie.
Really? I've only seen it
I only saw it once.
I saw it once. I didn't see it in theaters either.
I did.
I saw it on download.
I have the giant poster that goes in the XD case.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
I also have the 50 Shades poster for that. I only collect quality movie posters.
Nice. Yes. All right. So yeah, Black Panther was great. I actually got to see it in a fairly diverse theater. I saw it opening night, Thursday night, and I saw it. And take from this what you will, but I saw it in the theater with regularly priced tickets, not tickets that were upsold as 3D or XD. Maybe this is a thing, maybe it's not. But so my tickets were only $10, and everybody else's tickets were $13 or $16. Like our buddy Chris saw it 3D XD, he paid $16.
Yeah, that's expensive.
Yeah. So his theater, when I talked to him later, not as diverse. Sold out. Yeah, it's $3 add-on for each one. Isn't it?
No. It's $3 add-on for XD, or no. Yeah, 3 for XD, I think like $3.75 for 3D, and then just $4.75 for XD 3D.
Okay.
But still, expensive. Once you're adding that to like a $10 ticket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, although I talked to my buddy, I have a doppelganger in LA that's also named Ben Waddell.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he actually looks like me and works in movies.
Did you just find him on Facebook?
I did. Like, hey, I was searching up my name, and I saw somebody else named Ben Waddell, and I went and looked at him. He's a, portly white man with a gap in his 2 front teeth.
Nice.
I mean, the comparisons are astounding. And he works in film. He is a indie director, and he specifically likes doing like Hong Kong action movies, Chinese action movies, stuff like that.
Nice.
It's you'll find him under Benny Waddell, Wood.
Oh, okay. So I I saw he posted something on your page or something, and I was like, "What the fuck is happening here?" I was confused. I was like, "Does Ben have 2 accounts?"
No, and we've developed this friendship on Facebook solely based on the fact that we have the same name and are almost the same person. Like, he is alternate reality Ben.
God,
it is astounding. Like, yeah, no, it's when you look at all the different parts of it, you're like, "Holy shit, this really is." This is just a different version of Ben Waddell.
It totally is.
It's very, very weird. Like, even just facially, he looks similar to me.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Fuck the podcast. I'm going to do this.
I honestly, here's my thing. Part of this is that I think that anybody with the name Waddell, depending on your spelling, and there's about 4 or 5 different spellings.
Ooh, I know a Waddell.
I think we're all related. Yeah, are you thinking Mark?
No.
Or there's a different Waddell here in Chico with a W-A instead of W-E like me.
I used to work with a gal who was W-E-D-E-L.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep, probably still related, but closer to my spelling.
She's from, like, SoCal.
So, W-E-D-E-L? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's almost the exact same spelling as mine, minus a D and an L. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. It's so apparently, yeah, it's a whole thing. But
which is weird, because Ben's name is Woodadadella.
A lot of people think it's Weedle or Weddle. But yeah.
Dude, people always fuck mine up, and I'm just like, dude, it's
so basic.
It's well day. Have a well day. Well, that's not a phrase, but have one.
Yeah. It's a very easy name to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're like, Mr. Wedley? I'm just like, fuck you, old man.
Those are my favorites when they're like, clearly you've misspelled your name. Let me help you out.
Yeah.
I used to get Wendell.
Wendell?
We get it all over the world. But yeah, and my favorite one was when I was, I used to go to Bible college up in Seattle, and one of my professors there was a teacher who was from Africa and had the cool, like, African accent, and he would talk like this, and it was the whole thing.
The singular African accent.
Yeah, it seems to be. I'm sorry.
Wakanda forever!
I'm sorry. Wakandans talk just like Dikembe Mutombo, who talk just like Jimon Hansu, and I'm pretty sure none of them are from the same place, but they all sound the same when they speak English.
I mean, 1/3 of those people you named don't exist.
True. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, the Wakandans are probably being patterned off of other Africans. So, yeah. Okay, so, no, talking to this guy, and we were in class, and we were talking about predetermination, I was answering questions and stuff, and every time he would call on me, he'd be like, "Yes, Wendell," and I never stopped him to correct him, I just answered his question, but the rest of the class was like, is he talking about Ben? And they were like, and they thought, is he trying to call him by his last name and messing that up?
Yeah.
And they just kept doing it. And I let this go on for weeks.
Yeah.
And then finally someone was like, sir, his name's not Wendell. And he was like, what? Wendell, is this true? I was like, actually, my name's Ben. And he goes, why have I been calling you Wendell? I was like, sir, I'm not sure. My last name is Waddell. That's close. And he's like, oh my God, I am so sorry. And he's just like, he felt really embarrassed. And they were like, why didn't you correct him? I was like, because I don't care. I mean, he can call me whatever the fuck he wants. I don't give a shit. And every time it would happen, the entire class would almost giggle. Like, how is this still going on?
And you're just like, well, just don't call me late for dinner.
And I'm just like, whatevs. It's cool. No, I blew some minds in that class. You could tell that, like, even though that we were all there for Bible college, we're there to learn about theology and religion and God and the devil and existence in general. None of them had thought about it. We were talking about, like, what you were before you were born. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, but it's not like we were all just, like, in spirits in little jars on a shelf and God just pulls one down and sends it down to a baby. Mm-hmm. And all these kids were like, oh my God, is that what happened? Like, they thought that I had read that somewhere or something, and I was like, I just pulled that out of my ass, guys. Come on.
You've been like, guys, I've been there. I've seen the jar. I died one time, got resuscitated.
They ended up talking for 20 minutes about the jar system. They coined a term around it, and he's like, there is no jar. Please do not talk about the jars.
Wendell, why have you done this?
I do not know where Wendell heard of jars, but there are no jars. Yeah, it was...
Class is over. Wendell has ruined it for us. Come back next week.
Oh, man. It was that you could just tell, like, none of them had done any deep thinking. Mm-hmm. I'm like, how did you get to this class, man?
Right.
So, yeah. Anyway. Weird. Anyway, on to the awards. Okay, so we have a bunch of awards that we're going to be handing out. We saw 22 different WWE movies.
More or less.
More or less.
I think I missed some.
Really?
I know for a fact I missed
I am looking over this list. I remember every single one, and I can remember scenes and whether or not I liked every single one. I definitely prefer the top half of the list to the bottom half. Just because the top half has some of my more favorite movies. So, the awards that we have, and let's double check that we have the same awards. I have Best Movie, Worst Movie,
Yes.
Best Bad Movie,
Yes.
Best Actor, Best Actress, Worst Actor, Worst Actress, Best Wrestler Actor, Best Lady Wrestler Actor, I have it as Best Diva, Worst Wrestler Actor, Worst Diva Actor, and then Best Use of a Wrestler Actor, and then Best Line of all the movies. Are those ones you have too?
Yes. Where
Awesome!
wait. I might be missing Worst Actor Diva.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's
So Worst Lady Wrestler Actor.
And dude, I'm gonna be honest, like I barely remembered any of the female characters.
It's really hard. I mean, here's the thing. So in terms of Lady Wrestler Actors, we are talking about there's
do have a
two
best-
of them in Marine 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a little spoiler here. One of them is my best actor.
One is in Marine 4, and I think that's it. We didn't see any other ones. I picked the one from Marine 4
As worst?
as my best.
Oh, as best. Okay.
No, my worst was in Marine 5.
Is it Naomi?
Yes. Okay, we'll go ahead.
Naomi's my best.
We're gonna go. We'll go ahead and start
I liked
with that
her. I thought.
category.
Okay, yeah.
Just because that seems to be where we are already.
I'm sorry. I liked her a lot. I thought she was fine.
I mean, she was, but I mean, it's either her or the one who dies at the beginning of the movie, which I guess I could have picked her, but I thought she died fairly convincingly. She showed up and then she died, and I was like, yeah, that's
I'm gonna put her for worst
okay.
because she wasn't even.
She's the Mrs. Wife. You just shit on the Mrs. Wife.
I don't give a fuck. Okay,
Mrs. Miz.
What are you gonna
That's
do,
Miz?
Miz? What are you gonna do?
He's awesome.
He is awesome.
So,
Well,
okay.
listen, I'm just calling her worst because she wasn't good enough to live through the movie.
All right, and then
okay?
for best line, I'm just looking up.
Okay.
I was supposed to look it up because I actually wanted to read out what the line is.
You were really manhandling that tablet for
Yeah.
sure. Like,
Well, I wanted to read out what the actual line is, and then I'm now. And I
are we done
realized
with worst
I
actress,
didn't
wrestler?
look it up. So okay, no worst. So worst lady actress, worst wrestling lady actress in all of the movies.
Yes,
we'll
worst
start
diva.
there. I chose Naomi from Marine 5, and it sounds like you chose.
it's really upsetting.
You didn't have one. You said.
No, I didn't.
So you're choosing Maurice.
Yes.
Maurice Olay Mizanin.
You
from
know what?
Marine 5.
You know what, Ben?
What's that?
I'm gonna go with the gal from 4, just so you know how it feels.
Okay.
Now I'll go with the Mrs. Wife. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't remember her, but I remember Naomi.
Okay.
Naomi?
That didn't work, damn it. I'll have to figure out the line later. Maybe you have it written down.
I have my line written down. Okay. And I think we all know what it is.
If it's what I think it is, then yeah. Okay. All right. So that's let's then go to worst wrestler actor.
Okay.
In all of the movies. I went first on the last one, so why don't you go ahead and reveal yours first?
I feel like we might have the same guy.
It's possible.
Is it Teddy Marine?
It is not. I almost went with Teddy Marine.
Oh yeah, I went with Teddy Marine from the Marine too. Ted DiBiase.
Ted DiBiase. I thought
Yeah, that
about
one.
Teddy Marine. I was thinking about Teddy Marine. He was definitely in my top 3 of considering for worst because he is terrible.
He's bad. He's bad.
Terrible.
Marine
actor.
2 is such a blight on that perfect franchise.
Yeah, 2 and 3 are really the low points of the whole thing.
Was 3 the one with the boat?
Yes.
Man, I'm still pissed off about that boat. They fucking built it up so big.
Yeah, and it ended up just being like a bad river ferry.
A broken down river ferry.
Yeah, and Neil McDonough, it's a waste of a perfectly good villain. I mean, it's a waste of a perfectly good Walking Tall reboot.
Here's the thing. Neil McDonough's in a lot of stuff. I'm going to say 70% of it is a waste of Neil McDonough.
It's true. No, Neil McDonough's in a lot of stuff, and he's only good in a very small amount of it.
He is the Gary Cole of sober people.
Yeah. God, I mean, the other thing that I
Wait,
hate
not Gary
him
Cole.
in...
Who am I thinking of? Gary Roberts.
Oh, Gary Busey?
No. Julia Roberts' brother. Eric Roberts.
Eric Roberts.
Yeah, not Gary Cole. Neil McDonough is the Eric Roberts of sober people.
Eric Roberts, by the way, was also in these WWE films.
Yeah, he was.
The Condemned 2.
And
Yeah.
He was in another one.
What? Oh, no. Was it 12 Rounds 2? Is that the one that I'm?
He was in the Condemned too because he played the dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was in another one also because I remember we made fun of him like really early on.
Was it Behind Enemy Lines, Columbia? Maybe.
I don't know.
Shit, I really wish my internet would work with this fucking thing. Yeah, I'm not getting internet options for my stuff, and it sucks. So anyway, I'm gonna try to reboot my tablet and see what happens. Anyway, okay. So my worst wrestler actor is Randy Orton from Condemned 2. Just because he's somebody that, like, Ted DiBiase Jr. isn't like a great actor in the ring either.
Yeah.
It's not like they chose somebody who was okay, and he translated to screen as slightly less than okay.
Yeah.
But Randy Orton is good on the WWE. Not good, not like Chris Jericho, The Rock good, but
he's good.
But solid. He's good.
And
he's menacing. He's scary. He does quite a good job.
He just shits the bed.
And he is terrible in that movie. That whole movie is just, I mean, it's a decent idea that they just screwed the pooch on all the way through. The
only thing I remember about that one is Gomi from Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah, and I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
No, it's that movie's it's just a bad movie.
Yeah.
With bad I mean, good idea. I mean, I like the idea of doing stuff like that. I don't know. There was a lot of stuff that I thought was good and a good idea, but I think a lot of it is that Randy Orton just shits the bed.
Yeah.
So much. Yeah. It's really bad. So, all right. Next award. Let's go to let's do Best Diva. Which I think you already said yours.
Fucking Naomi, dude. She was good.
Your best is my worst. To be fair, though, in your world, there were 2 divas in the entire canon.
As opposed to 3.
As opposed to 3. I chose Summer Rae. So Summer Rae in Marine 4 is part of the bad guy squad. She is the lady sniper from the bad guy squad. So when they're hunting them through the forest, she actually gets like a really nice like fight scene between her and The Miz.
He can hit a woman.
I mean, he beat the shit out of Naomi. Fucking stabbed her with her own knife.
Damn.
So
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? She was very good during it.
She's okay. I thought it was more believable to see like a special ops sniper lady have a fight with the Miz as opposed to just like
biker gang?
I'm a biker gang chick. And it's like, yeah, like don't get me wrong, she's probably tougher than the average chick.
Yeah.
But
just for
like
being
she
a
was
biker
pulling
gang?
off fucking ninja moves and that shit. And that seemed
we don't have her backstory.
We don't know her backstory.
She
could, like
she could be a legitimate ninja.
I was raised in Okinawa, and I'm like a straight up fucking ninja.
When I was a child, I was fed with the irradiated roots of Nagasaki, and they grew my powers to immense strength.
There you go.
Yeah,
I guess that's possible.
I like her. I thought she was fine.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we're picking from a very small batch here. So yeah,
I'm gonna nominate Meryl Streep.
I gotta say, if Meryl Streep is ever, although that would be Best Actress, which I have somebody totally different. So in terms of actually actresses for these movies, I have totally different.
Is it Holly from The Office?
It might be. Hold on. Don't spoil it. Don't ruin it. All right. So I mean, let's go right into that category then. So we just did Best Diva. I chose Summer Rae from Marine 4. You chose Naomi. Then Worst Actress overall. So this isn't a wrestler actress. This is just a plain old actress. Who do you have as your worst actress?
For my worst actress, I wrote down, I can't think of any of the actresses. Was John Cena's wife good in the Marine 1?
Not especially. So John Cena's wife in Marine 1 is the lady from Nip Tuck.
Yeah, I'm going to say her.
Yeah.
Yeah, worst actress. So
she's the worst actress?
Sure.
Okay, I went, do you remember the Marine 3? There was 2 sisters.
I try not to.
There was a younger sister and an older sister. And the younger sister...
sisters, right?
Yeah, and they kept pissing me off. The younger sister especially.
Was she the one that went out with the guy?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know. I was pissed off there because, like, fuck you, dude. You've been out of their life for so long. She can date this guy. He's done nothing especially wrong except for honking when he pulled up, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I also just thought that she wasn't a very good actress.
And the older sister just, wanted to plow, right?
Yeah. She just wanted to fuck somebody.
The movie's fucking weird.
So, yeah, and she was fucking the sheriff. My best friend sheriff.
I'm glad I could finally remember this movie.
So the worst actress I chose, and I looked up her name just because, again, we don't know, is Ashley Bell was her name from Marine 3.
The younger sister.
The younger sister.
Lil Miz.
Lil Miz.
That's what we call her around the block, you know?
Yes.
Why did the sisters never... They're making Marine 6, right?
They are.
Is Miz in it?
The Miz is in it, yeah. The Miz is in it. Shawn Michaels is in it, which I'm actually kind of intrigued. I like... Because Shawn Michaels has not done an action movie yet for the WWE.
He just won gold in the Olympics.
He's done spiritual movies, which I haven't watched any of them. I've seen clips of both of them, and I'm not caring for them. So
I usually shy away from spiritual movies.
They're usually not very good. Anyway, yeah.
Which are not the same as Bible movies.
No.
Ten Commandments? Fucking awesome.
Ten Commandments is wonderful. It's a classic. I just watched Risen a couple years ago with Joseph Fiennes and, the guy from Fear the Walking Dead played Jesus and did an amazing job.
I remember when that one came out.
The lead guy, yeah. Which is funny because that same lead guy, I saw an article on him years ago because he had played like 20 different nationalities. Because he is actually Mexican, but has played like 20 different Arabs.
He's vaguely ethnic.
Yeah. He's just brown and without any distinguishing features. So they just kind of let him play everybody. So years ago, he was in a movie that got shelved because of 9/11, Collateral Damage with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh shit!
He blew up a building in New York in the movie.
Oh damn!
And they were like, "Oh shit!" And Arnold's like, "No, make the movie stop!" And they had to put it on hold.
We gotta do it.
Yeah. So yeah, get the movie down.
Then Will Smith took over and it became Collateral Beauty.
Yes. No, that didn't happen. All right. So, who do you have as worst actor overall?
Worst actor. So we're on to worst actor.
Worst actor.
I have a worst actor and I have a special mention.
Okay.
So I gave worst actor to shouting guy from Marine 5. I didn't do a lot of...
Who's the which one was the shouting guy?
The biker dude that had betrayed them. He had ordered the hit, but he spent his whole...
Oh, yes!
And his brother killed him.
Oh, my gosh.
Stabbed him 40 times in the
Heath
chest.
Slater, his brother, stabs him. I'm blanking on this guy's name, though, but we talked about him a lot in the episode, yeah.
Because he just screamed every
He was
line.
the vice president of the bikers, and and he screamed every single line.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Gosh, makes me want to rethink my pick.
Then for a special mention, or do you want to go first and I'll give the special mention?
Well, maybe my pick is your special mention. Dean Cain from Vendetta.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Listen. Dean Cain will show up later, but he's not my special mention here.
Okay. Who's your special mention?
Billy Magnuson, the white guy from Birth of the Dragon.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, that's right.
Mm-hmm. The main character.
I just saw him in another movie.
Oh, really?
Ingrid Goes West, starring Aubrey Plaza and Emma Roberts.
How was that? No.
Or not Emma Roberts.
Elizabeth Olsen.
Elizabeth Olsen, right. I get those two confused. Because they're related to other famous people, and I know them from that before I know them from acting.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah. So Elizabeth Olsen, it's actually an interesting, really good movie and a wonderful commentary about our time.
It's got Ice Cube Jr.
It does.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and he's really good in it, too. It's it's a movie about a girl who gets twisted because of Instagram. Mm-hmm. And how it fucks up with people's head. And basically that if you're not all there to begin with, getting addicted to Instagram will publicly fuck you up in a way that probably used to just be private. You used to just stay home and be crazy. Yeah. But now because of Instagram, you get out and about in the world and are crazy there. Fun. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so my worst actor was Dean Cain from Vendetta. Just because of how menacing he tries to appear in so many different
Dean
scenes.
Cain?
Is that Dean Cain? Yeah. I almost picked I was thinking about a different actor for worst wrestler actor. But yeah. I almost went with Big Show from Vendetta. Who was also...
Oh, Big Show was awful in that movie.
Which is funny because I almost picked Big Show for best wrestler actor for a different movie.
Oh, wait a second. You know who else was terrible in Vendetta?
Who?
The Warden.
Oh my god, yes.
He was bad.
Yeah,
he was
bad.
way worse than Billy Magnuson.
He was super bad, and he was much better in See No Evil 2 as Wheels. Yeah. God. It's funny how these people just keep getting into the same movies.
Please don't make me think about See No Evil 2. The only thing worse would be thinking about See No Evil 1.
Funny you mentioned that. Okay. All right. Next one. Best use of a wrestler. Let's go there.
Oh, hell yeah. I got a good one for this one.
What do you have for best use of a wrestler?
Sin Cara from Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
That was awesome. You put the luchador in, and then John Cena speaks luchador. Oh, that's super fun.
And the luchador never speaks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's technically not even in that movie because it's a vocal role, and he doesn't speak. So he's just drawn in.
Yeah.
All right, I can see.
They used him.
They did use
Listen, the less these wrestlers talk, the better they are.
I did like. I honestly, the Scooby-Doo one is one of my more favorite movies of this entire
good.
list. Yeah.
It's good. The movie felt like it was 8 hours long, though.
It did. It was really long. I got to say, though, in terms of the animated ones we watched, between
one.
Flintstones and that one, the Scooby-Doo one was way, way better.
I didn't finish the Flintstones one.
So, I did, and it's rough.
Yeah,
the Flintstones one was rough.
Yeah,
and then the ones that we skipped were, there's a second Scooby-Doo one that we didn't watch, and there's a Jetsons one that we didn't watch. So, yeah, it's got Sheamus fighting robots. Yeah. All right, my best use of a wrestler, and it was interesting because we actually have a category for best wrestler actor,
but not best
use. So it was interesting trying to figure out kind of what the two differences between those two awards would be. I actually went with Steve Austin, Condemned, and I did it specifically because that's the only time they use him in their entire canon.
Yeah,
he is arguably the brightest star in the entire history of the WWE who hasn't left the farm.
Yeah.
The Rock, Hulk Hogan, John Cena, those guys have all kind of left the farm. Austin is still very much on the property. He's still very much the WWE guy.
And only using him once, that's the true...
is a crime.
That's the true Stone Cold move.
It's the first Condemned movie is actually... It's one of... I mean, I know you didn't like it. But
in all fairness, we did 32 movies. I probably liked 3.
Yeah, so. No, but in terms of all these movies, it's one of my more favorites. I liked it better than the first Marine. I liked it better than any of the Marine movies, actually.
I did have what's his name in it?
Manu Bennett.
Miguel.
Yeah.
Whatever his character's name was.
He's in a couple of these movies.
Manu Bennett could play a bunch of different races.
That's true.
He's brown.
Yeah, he does. Mm-hmm. As an Australian, and I think we've seen him play Arabs, and we've seen him play... He was a Mexican in that.
Who's Slade Wilson? Where's Slade Wilson from?
Yeah.
Not Gotham.
Not Gotham. So I went with Steve Austin, Condemned, and it's a crime. He should have been in... and I don't know why
he should have been in.
I think it's that his injuries is the reason he's not in more movies. But why not do what they do with Shawn Michaels then, and give him roles where he's not doing action stuff? Mm-hmm. So
I said it when we did the Condemned movie. I didn't like the movie, but something about the way Steve Austin talks just makes me feel safe.
He works.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to curl up in his big arms and he'd protect me from anything.
In wrestling terms, he is over. Yeah, like in terms of you getting over with the crowd, he is over. Nice. He is over like Rover. Yeah.
It's the accent.
It's
very endearing.
Which is funny because when they first brought him into the WWF, they actually gave him a manager because they weren't sure whether or not he could talk well.
Oh damn!
And you know who they gave him? Teddy Marine's dad. The
Ted DiBiase Sr.?
Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man.
I'm never going to stop.
They brought him in as the ringmaster. And made him the $1 Million champion, which they had retired for a decade. They brought the belt back just for Steve Austin.
Damn.
Yeah, and then which is funny because when they hired him, he had just gone on a run in an independent, not an independent ECW, where he had been famous for his use of the mic.
Oh yeah.
When he got fired from WCW, he was like, "I got a hell of a lot to say about this shit. Those bastards fired me." Mm-hmm. And the ECW was like, "Fuck, give him a mic. Get the hell out of the way."
That was a good impression.
And all he did was just talk.
Yeah.
He didn't have matches.
He
would just get up and be like, "Let me tell you all about this Vince McMahon up in fucking New York, you son of a bitch." And he would just yell about him for a while. And everybody fucking loved it. It was amazing. And he would shoot on the entire wrestling industry. And it was fucking amazing. And then when he got hired to the WWE, they were like, "Oh yeah, here it comes." And it didn't happen for months. It didn't happen until the famous Austin 316 where, he wrestled Jake the Snake Roberts, who was doing a Christian angle at the time, where he was getting clean because of Jesus. Because Jake the Snake Roberts is a meth head.
He's a real Eric Roberts.
Yeah. So as he was getting clean, he was thumping his Bible, and Austin had the idea before it and pitched it actually to a couple different people and said, "Is it cool if I do this?" and got clearance. But nobody knew how. Everyone was just like, "Yeah, that shouldn't piss anybody off," and that's what they were worried about.
Yeah.
And then he does it. The crowd pops. The next night on Raw, they showed up with homemade Austin 316 shirts and signs.
Fuck yeah.
And they were like, "Oh fuck, we got something."
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that was huge. Austin 316 says, "I just whipped your ass." Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
That's fucking great.
All right, next award. Yeah, every time I do Austin, it gives me. I get a little. I gotta cough because it fucks up my throat. All right, so we've done. I should have brought a pen.
Yeah, right. So we've done worst actress, wrestler, worst actress, worst actor, wrestler, worst actor.
Okay, we did.
I don't think we've done any of the best.
That one. We did best diva.
Oh, we did best diva.
We did worst actress. We did worst actor. We haven't done best actress either. All right. Although I noticed that we were running through all the female categories first, and I was like, "We're the fucking Oscars! Oh my god!"
Somebody bring Amy Adams out here to give the award to somebody else. That was fucked up, dude. Fucking make Amy Adams present the award the year she was in fucking Arrival. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Ooh, if I was Amy Adams, I'd fucking kill Meryl Streep.
Okay, and we did worst diva, and we did worst wrestler. Okay. Let's do best wrestler. I don't think we actually did that.
Excuse me? Oh, yes.
Best wrestler in a movie.
Yes.
Who do you got?
Best actor, wrestler?
Best wrestler, actor in a movie.
John Cena.
I also went with John Cena.
It's got to be. I mean, listen,
it's got to be the Marine.
The Rock's great, but it's got to be John Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, and it felt like. I mean, here's the thing.
For me, I probably like 12 rounds better than the Marine.
Okay, I can see that.
I like 12 rounds a lot.
Yeah, well, in 12 rounds you got Littlefinger's the bad guy. That's honestly, 12 rounds and the Marine are both fairly decent movies. Mm-hmm. And again, it's weird how the top half is better. Like the
so
movies
much stronger
at the front of their run were better. The first Marine is arguably the best of all the Marines. Maybe Marine 5 gets close, but the rest of them are all not even close.
Well, at a certain point...
12 rounds is easily the best of the 12 rounds.
Well, at a certain point, it seems they realized we can make these movies for way cheaper and still get a great return on investment by just doing straight to DVD.
They actually weren't... I mean, they're not spending that much less.
I know. Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, they were only spending $1 million or $3 million on the movies to begin with. And then later on, I guess they're dropping it down to 1.3 and stuff like that. But it doesn't seem like they're spending a lot of money on the movies ever. So, yeah.
I hope they give one like $50 million and just see what happens.
That'd be cool. I'd love to see what happens with that. I don't think it's going to happen, especially now that the XFL's coming back. I would imagine that's where Vince's money's going to right now is... Yeah, he created a whole... I mean, last time
I'm excited.
Everybody bitched because he said it would be separate, and it wasn't separate. He had a writing staff for football, and the writing staff was the WWE writing staff.
Yeah.
There's actually... the Something to Wrestle With podcast is a great episode about the XFL, where Bruce Pritchard tells the story about the whole fucking thing. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. Yeah. The behind the scenes on all of it, where they were like... They were like, okay, you're going to produce a cheerleader segment. He's like, okay, just shooting the cheerleaders, right? That's just some B-roll. And they're like, no. These cheerleaders are more than just cheerleaders. Some of them are doctors and lawyers and teachers. And he's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, but they're not.
We actually could have some stories here. And then he goes in and he goes, okay, which one of you is the doctor? None of them raise their hand. And it's like, which one of you is the lawyer? None of them raise their hand. It's like, well, what the fuck? And he's like, I used to work in a doctor's office. And it's like, I used to temp for a lawyer.
God.
Yeah. And then
I make movies.
Asking the players to...
I work in the theater.
Asking the players to do promos on other players. And they're like, what? And there's like, yeah, tell them how you're going to fuck them up. And he's like, are you serious?
But in the XFL is already such a cool idea. You don't need to do the scripted shit. More dangerous football?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. No coin toss. They just charge at each other.
Yeah.
This game is awesome. Why do we have to script it?
Yeah. No, there was all kinds of cool stuff going on.
Do you think they're going to have to, cool it? Because then they cancel it because it was too dangerous last time?
Yeah, no, they're not going to have the scramble. They're not going to... Yeah, a lot of that shit's going to go
Everything about the XFL was so fucking cool.
Yeah, no, and some of the things they did, like the Sky Cam, they invented the Sky Cam.
Yeah.
That camera that now the NFL uses all over the place. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and XFL invented that. So, yeah. I remember one of the first things I heard about it where
Even the name is so cool.
it really does. Yeah. Where I heard where Vince was like, "It's going to be great. We're going to have shots of the players, and then we're going to cut to the cheerleader, and that he's fucking, and we're going to see her face to wonder if she's worried." And everyone was like, "Vince, you know they don't actually fuck, right?" And he was like, "What? What do you mean, pal?" Yeah, it's oh gosh. And it was cool, too, especially because he would say it, like, in his announcer voice. Like the XFL! It was, yeah.
God.
Gosh. He should go back to announcing. He was so fucking good at it. Back in like, Vince, that's what used to be Vince's job. Mm-hmm. Vince was the announcer. Like, for the long time, he thought nobody knew that he was the owner of the company. Oh. And he was just, like, announcing everything.
He's like, haha, these idiots.
Yeah. And he would open the show, and he had... It was back when the Monday Night Raw was the only thing they had, and the opening, like now they're all like, "Welcome to Monday Night Raw," and it's a normal announcer guy. His was,
wait a second,
"Welcome to Monday Night Raw."
See, that's a good way to do it. He said, "I'm pretty sure you did the announcer from Phantom Menace."
That's Greg Proops, I believe. Yeah. Go back and listen to it. I'm pretty sure.
Oh man,
yeah, one of them was like, "Oh, Andy's having trouble with his car. Oh, wow."
The other one's like,
I'm pretty sure Greg Proops is the announcer guy from the that thing. Anyway, all right, let's go now to best line. I think best line is our last.
Oh, we didn't finish the actors.
Oh, we didn't.
We still had best actress and best actor.
Oh, well, no, we're gonna do. That's our last.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That's the big five.
Sorry,
is best actor, best actress. Best bad movie, best worst movie, and best movie. That's the big.
Should say best worst movie.
Yes.
Okay.
So
now we're at
best line, and I don't know if we have the same line, but I don't have it written down.
Oh, we don't have the same line.
Okay, shit. I wish I had mine written down then.
Oh. Would you like me to go first?
If you wouldn't mind, yeah.
Let me get into character first.
Okay. He's putting on a beanie.
I don't need to.
I thought the beanie might have been part of it.
No.
Okay.
It just makes me feel good.
You're not like you're summoning the character. Yeah. Could I talk to the character?
Come on, I'm the only guy who hasn't been to Booby Boulevard.
Booby Boulevard! I forgot about Booby Boulevard! Oh shit!
Booby Boulevard.
Oh my gosh!
It's the greatest thing that ever happened in my life.
And that's legendary, right?
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I forgot about Booby Boulevard.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit!
Fucking Booby Boulevard.
How did I forget Booby Boulevard?
And it's true, he hadn't been to Booby Boulevard.
He had not been to Booby Boulevard.
And he still hasn't.
No.
You know who did go to Booby Boulevard, though?
Those 4 kids at the beginning of the movie.
Oh, I was going to say the main kid. Probably.
Yeah. That kid, too. Yeah. Maybe. And those other kids that were just out in the woods.
Yeah, we hang out in the woods, wait for women to come by, and we offer them money to show us their
hanging out in
breasts.
the woods. Just, oh my god, we're at Booby Boulevard!
Who routed this street through the forest? Do you think Booby Boulevard is like
taking a walk down Oak Tree Lane, turn left at Fallen Tree Circle, and suddenly you're right there at Booby Boulevard.
Booby Boulevard is 2 cul-de-sacs right next to each other.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Booby Boulevard. Shit, I forgot about that. Okay, my best line, and I wish any of my things had internet and I could look this up. If you wouldn't mind, real quick, just giving it a try.
Yeah.
It's John Cena's line from The Marine.
When he's in the car?
When he's in the car, they've just kidnapped his wife. And I don't want to try it because I know I'll fuck it up, but it's amazing and wonderful. If you can find it, I will perform it as you just did yours.
Oh, yeah. All right, I'll find it.
Okay, you're looking it up right now. Yeah. In the meantime, stuff's been good. Stuff's been good lately. Yeah. Oh, let's talk real quickly about fan casting. So, fan casting is a thing we do on Patreon, like we mentioned earlier.
We call this an ad break.
Yeah, this is our ad break because we don't do ads, and I'm sure you appreciate that. But we do ads for ourselves.
John Triton, that's such a cool name.
John Triton is a very cool name.
Oh shit.
Okay, so the Patreon thing is you can do $1 a month. If you do $1 a month, you get put into a Facebook group where you can interact with Noah and myself, and also Velma, who's the host of the Dackless Weekly Journal, and then also on our fan cast. She was also one of the hosts of Geek Wars, the original podcast that started it all.
Rest in peace.
And I believe Ken Chapman, the former host of Geek Wars, is also in that same group, so you can talk to him if you miss Ken. And sometimes people do. Ryan Sasaki, who's our favorite Patreon pay person, our favorite Patreon supporter, gets on there and he can go talk to Ken whenever he wants.
Yeah. He's very fucking adamant that he misses Ken. Okay? Fuck Ken. Ken left us.
Ken's actually talked about coming back.
I loved Ken.
He's open to coming back. Honestly, if I could fit another podcast into my schedule, I'd start something back up with Ken.
You guys could review like gay porn.
There you go. Which would be me just going like, okay, I didn't see this one. Ken, what do you think? And then Ken would go on to describe in detail exactly what happened.
Is this the one where the guy puts his penis in the other guy's butt?
Nope. You're like, oh, just mouths? Yep. And it's because that's the two kinds of gay porn there are. Yeah. So, but yeah, so, and then the other thing you can get on Patreon for $5 a month, you can get access to a whole list of mini podcasts that we do. And one of those is the Fan Cast, where all the different hosts of the Geek Horse Podcast Network sit down, and every week we pick a character from pop culture, and then we choose who we think should play that character. We then let you, the fans, vote on it. Voting actually can go out to voting goes out to the public, but you, the fans, get to actually hear the choices. And so you guys get to vote on it, and whoever wins, the person who picked that guy or that character then gets to pick the next character. So that's a fun little thing we get to do. This week, just as a tease, our fan cast will actually be a reverse fan cast.
A cast fan.
The first time we're doing that. Sure. Yeah. Basically, instead of choosing the character and then picking which actor should play them, we are choosing an actor, and then we're choosing an actor and then finding a character for that actor. And I'll tell you right now that the actor that we're looking at is Zac Efron. Zac Efron, just in terms of me, I've seen this guy in a couple different movies lately, and his physique is amazing. It is redonkulous. I don't know if anybody saw Baywatch. I don't think a lot of you did. But Neighbors also shows him off a little bit. But in Baywatch, he and The Rock stand next to each other. He's a good 5 to 6 inches shorter than The Rock. But his physique, he is more cut than The Rock. And that is saying something. Anybody being more cut than The Rock is pretty amazing.
Yeah, he's not as big as The Rock, but he's cut.
Yeah, he's got more muscles.
I couldn't find the line.
Couldn't find it? God damn it. So I'll go ahead and fake it then. Basically, the line is something like, so John Triton, who is John Cena, gets in the car, and he's racing after the guys that kidnapped his wife. And he grabs the police radio, and he goes, State Police, this is John Triton. I am following a car with 4 armed suspects. They are running down this road at this speed. And another thing, they've gotten my wife. And he slams it down.
So good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's just one of those like perfect action star deliveries with the great name John Triton.
John Triton.
And they've got my wife.
So good.
It's so good. Yeah. No, I'd forgotten about Booby Boulevard though. Makes me wish I'd gone back and listened to check that out.
Classic Booby Boulevard.
Booby Boulevard. All right, so there's best line, and then from there on, I'll just go right up the list. Best actress in any of these movies.
Yes.
It's possible that we both picked the same person.
Oh shit.
So I'll go first on this one. I picked Melora Hardin, otherwise known as Jan from The Office.
Okay.
Who was in Knucklehead.
Okay.
So yeah, that was my pick. She was the head nun in Knucklehead. Knucklehead is a movie we don't talk about a lot on here because it's more of a comedy. And it definitely was not a Die Hard movie. But that's the one where Big Show plays a giant hulking orphan, and they send him out to become a pro wrestler to make money, kind of mirroring his real life. Except he didn't wrestle in his underwear. And yeah, Melora Hardin eventually falls in love with Mark Feuerstein, who plays the hustler that's managing them on the road.
Yeah.
And then the Big Show gets to fall in love with Melora Hardin's best friend, and then they all go live in a trailer park together.
And it's hot.
And it's hot.
It's hot. Yeah.
It's sexy.
For my best actress,
yeah.
I found her real name, but first I'll say what I wrote down.
Okay.
I wrote down horny mom from Legendary. Her name, Patricia Clarkson.
Patricia Clarkson?
Yes.
Okay. That sounds really I feel like I've seen that name before.
Well, I talk about Patricia Heaton a lot on Fancast.
No, Patricia Clarkson. Shit.
I mean,
she's in lots of stuff.
She's in lots of stuff. She was in she was Tammy 1 in Parks and Rec.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. She was in The Station Agent.
She's been in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, she was Claire French in Frasier.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. Wow.
But she'll always be known in my heart as a horny mom from Legendary.
Oh,
she wanted to fuck that kid. Dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was... Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, internet mom porn is becoming a very, very acceptable thing lately, and maybe they knew that at the time. They were like, I'm telling you, in a couple years, this shit's gonna be everywhere.
And they're like, and when this happens, these kids are gonna go back and they're gonna be like, we should buy Legendary and jerk off to the horny mom. We gotta go back
and watch Legendary and jerk off. Oh my god. So, yeah. No, she is definitely thirsty in that movie.
Oh, man.
All right, so there was our best actress. All right, best actor. And
yes.
This is now technically we didn't have to choose a wrestler. I did because when I think of all these movies, there's only one actor that I really, really like that was in all of them, and that's The Rock. I picked The Rock.
In all fairness, he's definitely not. I wouldn't call him a wrestler anymore.
Yeah,
like he's a full actor.
Even though he does every now and come back and doing like a WrestleMania match. But yeah, no, I picked The Rock, not in any specific movie. I picked The Rock in anything. If I had to be specific, though, I mean, either Walking Tall or Rundown.
Even in Scorpion King, he's good. And that's like one of his first. Oh man, when he's crushing.
I mean, really, we're talking about those three movies.
The first three movies, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah,
he got out before they got shipped.
He got out before they actually started making them.
Yeah, also yes.
So yeah, but definitely The Rock. The Rock is my best actor in any WWE film. So
I chose Philip Ng from Birth of the Dragon, the guy that played Bruce Lee.
Okay,
because
that guy was good.
He was fucking good. Yeah,
he's really, really good.
He was so much fun to watch.
Honorable mention to the guy who played
the other
Jack Man.
Wong Jack Man.
Yeah.
He was also
really good.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. God, that movie was way better than it had any right to be.
No,
even though most of it sucked.
That movie was one of the better of all the WWE films, and the other one that we didn't see that I've always actually been intrigued by is called Killing Hasselhoff. It came out last year, and it's about it's like a kind of meta docudrama about David Hasselhoff killing himself.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's I thought about us watching it, but we were trying to find Die Hard movies, and there was definitely no way in hell that was going to be a Die Hard movie.
I think I could spin it. I've gotten some good spins in before. Like Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes. Which will always remembered as that time that Noah shoehorned Die Hard into Planet of the Apes. So
I just gamed the system.
Yes, you did. All right. Okay, next one I have up is... Let's do worst movie next.
Yes.
Worst movie next.
We might have the same thing.
I think we probably do.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
See no evil.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh my
that
fucking
movie
god.
Fucking sucked.
That movie is fucking terrible.
At least See No Evil 2 was bad fun.
Yeah.
See No Evil 1 was fucking boring.
Yeah. No, it's boring. It's not fun. There's boobs in it. That's the only saving grace of the whole movie.
It's the only thing I remember.
Yeah. Boobs and the giant tattoo of the cross on her back that makes Kane want to kill her. Oh, and the mirror.
The mirror thing was cool. The mirror thing was fucking cool. The mirror bit
was cool. I mean, this movie is so unmemorable.
You know what wasn't cool, though? The other 98% of the movie.
It's so unmemorable that in the second one, when I had to go back and watch the first one just because, wait, what happened to him? I totally forgot. Did he die? I didn't even remember that he died at the end of the first one.
You didn't remember the close-up inside his body of his heart exploding?
Nope. Didn't remember that at all.
Really?
Nope.
Me neither, because I blocked it out.
In fact, watching See No Evil 2, I had to go back and watch the last 10 minutes of the first movie, just because, they've got him in an ambulance, and I'm like, wait, what? What the fuck?
Right.
I didn't remember what had happened at all.
He had, a pipe through his chest.
He had a pipe through his chest, and he fell off of a building. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, caught up.
And he lost an eye.
He lost an eye.
Which one? Who knows? But he definitely lost one.
And we're going to talk about that in just a second, because your best bad movie, what do you have?
For best bad, I put Legendary.
You put Legendary, okay.
that movie was fucking...
That's an excellent choice,
too.
That
movie was bonkers.
That is a bad movie that is fun, too, because of how terrible and weird it is. How John Cena seems to just be crushing random strange throughout the movie. But we keep giving these girls lines and, trying to, pull them into the plot. It's no, they, as actresses and as characters, do not want to be part of your movie.
You're the third woman who's come in here and acted like you're a longtime girlfriend to him.
Yeah.
You guys gotta, figure this out.
Yeah. So, I went, and it's funny because we just talked about it, See No Evil 2. And it's
wheels.
mostly because of its wheels, it's that, but more than anything, it's the fucking eye. And it started right from the jump where they show him dying, and then she goes up to his eye and she touches his eye. Now, I had just watched the last ending of the previous movie, and so I noticed right away. I was like, "Wait, isn't that the wrong eye?" And just to confirm my suspicions, they then played the clip from the first movie to show you, yes, Ben, it is the wrong eye.
And then it switches.
And then about 60% of the way through the movie, they switch the fuck back.
God.
Yeah.
I think my favorite bad movie part from there was the necrophiliac chick fucking her boyfriend with all the dead bodies.
Gosh.
And she's like, ah.
That's part of what adds to it, too, is the creepy necrophilia. Yeah.
That shit was funny in Scream Queens. It wasn't good here.
It's just weird, but I like that they added it because, again, that's part of what makes it a good bad movie as opposed to the first See No Evil.
That's a legitimate character trait.
Yeah. They made choices. They actually had,
As fucking awful and bizarre as it is, we know something about this woman.
At least there's something memorable. There's a part of the movie that I remember happening.
I remember her. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember barely anyone else from the movie.
Wheels. Chick who wanted to bang near dead bodies.
I guess the main gal.
The main gal and guy. The main gal who was way too hot to be. And all of her hot friends that are all just like, yay, we're hanging out in a morgue, whatever.
You know the necrophiliac one is like, hey guys, what if we like...
It's like, where should we all hang out this weekend? Maybe the morgue! The morgue!
Hey, what if we should have a birthday party at the morgue?
Maybe the
She's
morgue.
always at the morgue. She must love it. And they're like,
let's do some drinks in the morgue. And it's
they're like, you're always trying to go to the morgue.
Stacey, you were all about the morgue. What the fuck?
No,
I'm not.
No, listen, I just,
Seems like a cool place. I don't know.
She works there.
Yeah.
A cool place, because it's refrigerated. Guys, it's funny.
Maybe when they're ride some dicks. I don't know. Whatever. It's like,
yeah, we could. Wait, what? She said ride dicks?
They're stiff, hard, cold dicks. I don't know.
Oh, sorry, I was having a Freudian. Stiff, hard, cold dick. Sorry, slip. Ah!
It slipped. It's a slip. Onto a stiff, hard, cold dick. Fuck! Did it again. Goddamn.
Slip in my slit. No.
All right. And now for the finale, the last award of the evening, best movie, the best overall movie of the entire list.
Oh yeah.
Looking at the list, to me, it's the second movie on the fucking list.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
What did you go with?
I went with 12 rounds.
Okay.
I mean, and another thing is like...
that's a good third of the way through the list, so not bad.
Yeah, well, and also, I mean, those first three movies are really good, but they're not...
They almost don't count.
...made by WWE.
Yeah.
But I had so much fun with 12 rounds.
Let me give out my award then, and then I'll give a honorable mention to one of the other movies.
If I had to choose one of those three, I'd probably say Scorpion King.
Really?
Man,
Walking Tall?
Scorpion King's just so much fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's I don't know, in terms of rewatch value, I've seen Scorpion King maybe 2 or 3 times. I've seen Walking Tall 10 or 12 times.
Yeah.
Mostly because it just comes on cable all the time.
Yeah, it does. Bro, hey, you watching TNT? I hope you want to watch Walking Tall.
Walking Tall, roll that right through with
all the Lord of the Rings movies.
The first Jumanji. Some of that shit.
Hey, then tonight we can watch Supernatural reruns.
Spider-Man from the original Tobey Maguire.
Hell yeah, dude.
Good. Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you want to watch Amazing Spider-Man, you have to go to FX.
Yeah, they don't have that. So, no, my best movie of the list, which it technically counts because it's on the list, but it's The Rundown. Which I don't think you actually saw The Rundown.
No, I didn't.
Okay. The Rundown is easily, for the people that have seen it...
That's the one in South America,
It's the one in South America. It's The Rock. It's Sean William Scott, Christopher Walken, Rosario Dawson.
That is a stacked cast. And Sean William Scott.
Yeah. Sean William Scott is also there. It also has... there's an Irish guy in Wonder Woman who is the sniper who loses his nerve. He also appears in Rundown. At the very end, and he has this amazingly wonderful monologue that you can't understand what the fuck he is saying.
He's like Brad Pitt.
Yeah. And he is the distraction as they're about to raid the town. He comes out playing bagpipes, and Christopher Walken's like, "What's going on over here? What's that about? Whoa, he's being weird." And then he stops playing bagpipes, and he starts saying something biblical, and it's something like "And he will go forth, and he will have in him the breath of God, and that is all, and all you wankers." And you're like, what the fuck? I got breath of God and wankers.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know what the fuck just happened. And then out of nowhere, cows show up, like hundreds of cows, and they're steamrolled to the whole fucking town. And The Rock is like on the cows, and then busting up Billy. It's fucking great.
God, that's awesome.
It's an amazing. And the fight scenes in that are wonderful. The Rock has a couple great ones at the beginning of the movie with a couple guys with whips. Mm-hmm. This is also the movie that first appeared with The Rock and Arnold Schwarzenegger. At the very beginning of the movie, The Rock is on his way into a bar because he has to go collect money from an NFL player. Mm-hmm. And he has to either get the guy's Super Bowl ring or get the money.
Yeah.
And on the way in, Arnold passes him walking out of the bar.
Is he in biker clothes?
And no, he's in like Last Action Hero clothes. And he goes, "Good luck," and then he just walks right past him.
That's awesome.
And The Rock just stops and looks at him and goes, "Weird," and then just keeps walking in.
That's fucking cool.
And The Rock also then pulls off a rock bottom on one of the first guys he fights.
Oh, hell yeah.
Which, anytime a wrestler uses his finishing maneuver in an actual movie, it's a special moment. Most of them don't get a chance to. I think John Cena's done it because his is an actual move he might pull off in a fight.
Yeah.
Because it's a fireman's carry that you just throw the guy off of. Mm-hmm. So that kind of makes sense.
The Rock did it in Furious 7. It was fucking awesome.
It was fucking awesome.
Right through a glass table.
Yes.
He fucked Statham. Well, he lost the fight, but he fucked Statham up with that move.
Yeah. No, it's fucking great. Like, I've never seen The Miz pull off, what's his, the skull-crushing finale, I think. Yeah. Which would be cool. I think he should try it, but... Yeah, it's weird. It'd be a weird move to pull off in a movie. So yeah, mostly because I think a neck breaker is involved. Which that's one of those moves that if you saw it in real life, you'd be like, "What? That was nothing. What did you just do?" But if you actually did a real neck breaker, it would look devastating, but it actually would kill somebody.
It would break their neck.
Yes, it would. So that's my pick for best overall movies. The Rundown.
Oh, yeah.
If I had to pick one of the movies that is made by the WWE.
It's Flintstones, right?
12 Rounds,
also,
Condemned,
like,
The Marine.
Flintstones wasn't made by the WWE.
True.
Marine's good, Condemned.
Marine, Condemned, and 12 Rounds.
Basically,
somewhere between those three.
If your movie has a sequel in the WWE movies, then the first one's probably one of our favorites.
It's one of the better ones, yeah, which is so... Well, but then here's the thing. Of the Marines, it's the first one and the fifth one. Everything else is now watchable. So,
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Four had moments.
4 was okay. 4 was the one where he's protecting the lady, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 3 had the vote.
I almost picked her, by the way, as worst actress. Or no, best actress, I was thinking. I actually liked her in parts. Mm-hmm. Plus, I think I remember her face.
She's a hacktivist.
Yeah. Just the idea of, like, a WWE movie with a hacktivist in it. You're like, whatever.
I know. Vince McMahon's like, I know computers.
It's like, doesn't she do it on the computer? She presses the keys. Yeah. Gosh. You should really... So that, like, I wish they would collect just his Vince McMahon stories from that podcast and just put those into a thing, because they're fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like the times where they were like, Vince, why would we do that? Chocolate titties. Like, it's an actual thing that he said. Oh, God.
Boy.
Or when he wanted to get off TV for a while, and they were like, what if you blew me up? I drive in a limo and then it explodes. I can't be on TV if I'm dead.
Vince McMahon treats television like a comic that's been running for 40 years.
It kind of is. Yeah. His TV is.
Yeah. He's like... The WWE is like 90s Marvel.
Yeah.
Anything goes, fuck it.
Not as much anymore. Now it's a lot more tame. It's a lot more... I got the...
Next year we're going to clone Vince McMahon.
Through Comcast, I actually got the network for free. The WWE network free for 2 months.
Wait a second. A whole network?
They have a whole network, yeah.
No way.
They have original programming.
Does it go into paid programming at night, or is it a 24-hour thing?
It's a 24-hour thing. Ooh. It's basically Netflix. It's basically like a Netflix.
Ooh, I'm in.
It's a Netflix, which I'll show it to you after we're done here. I actually got to cancel it here in a minute, or I'm going to have to pay for it. It's $10 a month, which isn't too bad. You have access to every single pay-per-view there ever has been.
Nice.
You have access to all of the old programming. And then over the years, they've bought a lot of other companies, too. And you have access to most of that.
Yeah.
So, like, all the old WCW stuff, all the old... Like, even back to, like, Stampede Pro Wrestling up in Calgary.
Oh, damn.
Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Yeah, like some really, really old shit. And then they have a bunch of original programming, which some of that's good. I watched they did a special on the Monday Night Wars. The battle between WCW and WWF in the mid to late 90s. I watched almost all of that. It's fucking great. That's great. My wife got into that.
Yeah.
It's because it's done as a documentary in the with the dad from There's Something About Mary. Older black guy, has a really great deep voice. He was also if you heard his voice in a second,
Keith David?
Yes.
Yes.
So Keith David, so he's the narrator of it,
Nice.
and it's fucking amazing. And they show clips and everything. It's great. So I watched that all the way through, and then the other thing I've watched is a thing called Table for Three, where they go and grab different people who have stuff in common. And the ones that I like are the ones where it's guys that have retired.
Yeah.
And they'll bring them all back.
Oh, because guys, they'll say whatever they want.
Exactly. They'll tell the old stories. They'll tell. So, like, one of the ones that I grabbed was they grabbed the 123 Kid, who's now like 49, but he's the guy who fucked China in a porno. DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, and Scott Hall, who has almost died from cocaine and alcohol addiction. And they put the three of them at a dinner table.
And they just talked about China's pussy for an hour.
That would be great. No, but they just told stories about the old days and shit, and it was fucking amazing. Nice. And it, like, 2 or 3 different times in the thing, they all stopped and just went, and that's why I love you, bro. And it's like, that's why I love you, bro.
Awesome.
I love you, man. And they did shit like that like 3 times. It was fucking great. So yeah, I've watched a couple of those. Those are good. And then they've got, like, Mick Foley has his own reality show on there that follows him and his family around. Apparently his daughter's fucking amazing. Super hot. Yeah. I don't know. They got a bunch of really cool shows and things like that. I haven't found enough to it yet that I'm probably going to keep paying for it. It's been fun while I've had it, but I've also... I watched that Monday night thing, like, every night for a week. Yeah. And that's...
Can you watch, like, old wrestling stuff on there?
Oh, yeah.
Like old matches and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Like, I mean, every pay-per-view going back to the original WrestleMania and before that.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, and then the ones that happen now, you get to watch live. You don't have to pay for it.
That's fucking tight.
So, if you think about it that way, if you're the kind of person that's paying every month for this thing, it's $40 a month to buy it, or you can just pay $10 a month.
Yeah.
And get it on the... Yeah, which... I'm at this point, I think everybody's doing that. Even if you just want to buy it for a month and then turn it off.
Like, what was the last time you got something on pay-per-view?
It was a WWE event. It was years and years ago.
Right?
It's before I was married.
Oh, damn.
It was back when I was dating my wife. I think the last one I got was...
That was a long time ago.
The first time The Rock wrestled Brock Lesnar was the last time I bought a pay-per-view. I was over at my in-laws' house and I was babysitting for the night. And I was like, I'm down to babysit if they're down, if I can watch this and they'll pay for it on their cable bill. Yeah. And they were like, sure. And I was like, fuck yeah. So I sat there and watched, I think it was a SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But yeah, that, before that, WrestleMania 18 was the last one I paid for before that. I've only bought 3 of them probably my entire life. WrestleMania 10 when I was 8 or 9 years old, which was goddamn worth the money. It's one of the best WrestleManias of all time. I was just listening to a podcast today where they were talking about there's a ladder match in that one that is probably one of the top 10 matches of anything ever. Yeah. It's fucking amazing. And then the next one I paid for was WrestleMania 18, the Hulk Hogan versus The Rock. Hell yeah. Fucking the build up to that, they got me. They had The Rock and Hulk Hogan both get in the ring and the audience shook the building. It was so loud. Yes. And they didn't do anything. Yeah. They got in there and like got right up close to each other and the audience started to crack. Like you could just, I'm at home feeling the goosebumps and the two of them just stare at each other and then take their time and one looks this way, one looks that way and they come back and both look the other way. And the whole time the audience is just like buzzing. And then
the camera shows like a kid crying.
It was amazing. And then so going into it, Hulk Hogan was a bad guy. He was still doing the Hollywood Hulk Hogan thing. And then at the match...
More like heel Hogan.
Yeah, heel Hogan, yeah. So, but in the match, they actually do a double turn. The Rock was the good guy going in, and the Hulk was the bad guy. Oh. During the match, the audience jumps on the Hulk Hogan bandwagon.
No shit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And by the end of the match, he's the good guy. It was not planned.
Or are they all the bad guys now?
There you go. Yeah. It was not planned. It was halfway through the match, both of them were looking and feeling it, and they made the decision on the fly. Fuck it. The way the match ended, I think, was the same. Yeah. But then how they treated it was different, and they did that on the fly. It's fucking amazing.
That's awesome.
And then, of course, then the next year, WrestleMania was in Seattle right at the same time I moved there, so I went to that one.
Nice.
So I paid for that one in person. That is also one of the 3 best WrestleManias of all time. Hulk Hogan versus Vince, The Rock versus Austin in Austin's last match, Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho. The shit goes on and on. You get to see The Undertaker. You get to see Big Show. I mean, basically, if you were a fan in the 90s and the early 2000s, you saw every single person you ever gave a shit about at once.
This is the who's who of WrestleMania.
Roddy Piper showed up. Roddy Piper, who had been retired for like 10 years at that point, showed up and hit Vince and Hulk with a lead pipe.
Was he rowdy?
He was rowdy.
He was definitely rowdy.
He snuck in.
Ooh, that's rowdy.
Yeah, and here's the thing. The guys in the back didn't know he was there. Like,
no shit.
They've done it a couple times where they sneak somebody in. He snuck in and he jumps in out of the crowd looking like a janitor. He's got coveralls on and a hat, and everyone's like, "Who the fuck is that?" He whips the hat off, and we're like, "Oh fuck, it's Piper!" and then he pulls a long pipe out of his thing, and he looks like he's gonna crack Vince with it. He fucking cracks Hogan with it. Crowd goes nuts. Then he turns around and cracks Vince anyway.
Nice.
And you're like, "Fuck!" And then he just leaves. Yeah, they ended up both coming back for a small run. It was great. It's good shit.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's one of the it's a fucking great show. And I was on the floor, like I was, like they were on the pitcher's mound. I was at first base. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway, so this has been our awards. This was our big send off to the WWE movies. I mean, for the fact that we actually got quite a few Die Hard movies out of this list. Probably less than I initially thought.
Was it every Marine movie?
Every single Marine movie, so that's 5. Vendetta, the prison movie.
Oh, man.
Condemned 2, I believe we said.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe so.
And 12 Rounds 3.
Did we?
12 Rounds 3 was the lockdown one. Yeah.
So I've got...
Yeah. Not bad overall. I mean, the rest of them, not so much. Yeah, but really fucking close.
Yeah.
A
lot of them were like
Walking Tall was also really close, except for the weird. If they had the final showdown at the casino or the sheriff's station, Walking Tall ends up on the list. But because they went out into the mill and the woods and all that, it changes it just enough to throw it off. So,
and like See No Evil and See No Evil 2 are both inverted as far as team of good guys against one bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the isolated place, and the bad guy does get injured. Yeah, no.
That being said, I'm glad, because I don't want See No Evil to ever be on a list next to Die Hard unless the list is movies that exist.
Yes.
And then with a bracket,
like it says
next
barely.
to See No Evil, it says unfortunately.
Yeah. So, all right. I think we're going to announce the plan this week of what the show is going to be going forward. But I can tell you right now, some of the things that we're thinking about, following a specific actor, like looking at the other films of Bruce Willis. And seeing if maybe some of his other movies are also Die Hard movies.
Oh, what was that movie he did, In the Color of the Night?
Okay.
It was like one of those 90s just like fuck movies, you know? Like he just fucks the whole time. I think you see his dick.
Oh, shit.
They did it on How Did This Get Made with Amy Schumer,
You see some Willis dick?
You see some Willis dick, right?
Wow.
I feel like I've seen Willis's dick.
I don't know.
I think you might have seen him in Pulp Fiction for a second.
Oh, okay. That's definitely possible.
You do. He gets out of the shower, he sees his dick.
Okay.
I remember.
little die soft in that one.
Maybe you were.
All right. So the other thing we're talking about is specifically 80s action movies and just looking at those.
The best action movies.
The best action movies,
For
yeah.
real. Oh, hey,
so looking at, the other movies.
If we do 80s action movies, can we also just do Total Recall?
Yeah.
Like, it came out in the 90s. It's definitely not isolated, but that movie's fucking awesome.
It's a fucking amazing
When he's
movie.
going up the escalator and he grabs the dude and they just light his body up.
Oh
my god. That guy becomes an unrecognizable mess of blood.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
It's amazing. Plus, Michael Ironsides is so good in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
And, see you at the party, Richter. I mean, that's fucking amazing lines. Fucking great stuff.
Consider that a divorce. Or the X-ray fight.
Oh, Sharon Stone, I'll let you tie me up. Holy shit. So hot.
Everything about that movie is so good.
And then at the end, where they land on the planet, and it's fucking amazing.
Or before that, when they meet there's like a bartender on the planet. It's fucking Hank from Breaking Bad.
Oh, right. With the Cyclops.
It's the guy with the...
Isn't Cyclops guy Hank from Breaking Bad?
Is it? Isn't it? I think it's the guy with the dude on his stomach.
No.
That
guy is the bad... He was also with Arnold in Twins. He's the bad guy from Twins. He is Webster from Twins. So,
okay.
I got my driving glasses.
I don't
got my driving gloves. You got my driving hat. Just don't have no car. Yeah.
Oh, if Triplets ever comes out, can we do that?
Yes. Well, technically 80s movies, I think, doesn't Twins fall into that?
No, this is like mid-90s.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Plus, it's not really an action movie. So,
I mean, it might as well be an 80s movie. It's Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger leading a film, so...
Anyway, so we're looking at a couple of those. If you've got an idea, though, of a category that you'd like us to go look in, or a decade, or a specific director...
Twins came out in 88.
There you go. Same year as Die Hard.
Same year as... No, never mind. Yeah. That was the next year. The next year was like Lethal Weapon 2, Batman, like a bunch of crazy shit. Yeah.
89 is badass. Mm-hmm. So, okay. But if you have other ideas of categories or places that you want us to go look for Die Hard movies, shoot us an email, let us know. It's diehardonablank@gmail.com. And we will check that out. Other than that, I think we are good and we're all done for this episode. Noah, you got anything else you want to... Oh, thank you. Thank you, Noah, for alerting me. What would Ben and Noah do? That's right. I wrote it down special on a little piece of paper.
I also have a list of shout-outs for the movies that I'd like to end the episode on.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
No, you want to
end the episode on the shout-outs as a final sort of like remembrance of the WWE films.
Yeah. We'll play taps or something. All right. So, what would Ben and Noah do for this is, if you could make the perfect WWE movie, what movie would that be?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because we've talked about this a couple times. As we've been watching all these, we've been having notes about, like, I don't know why they don't just do... So here's my thought. Mm-hmm. I'd like to... And I'd like it to be a Die Hard type movie. But here's the thing. I want all of the characters in it. And this is an idea that we talked about. I want all of them to be wrestlers. Mm-hmm. Instead of just having the good guy be a wrestler or the bad guy be a wrestler, or the worst thing, which is where...
Nobody's a wrestler.
Only 2 of the minions are wrestlers.
Yeah.
Dear God. There's a lot of movies that we skipped on this list where there was one wrestler and he was like minion number 4. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's not a fucking wrestling movie. Come on. That's not a wrestling movie. That doesn't count. So this would be like a Die Hard type movie. And you could do the boat thing. You could do, I don't think you should do the hostage thing just because I think we've seen that enough. Yeah, we've seen a lot of that. I'd like to see something probably closer to like a terrorism angle, like taking over a large building and they've got a bomb.
Sounds familiar.
I mean, there's a lot of those too, but I think it's less old hat than
they have hostages.
Thing. Yeah.
What happens if you piss them off? They'll kill the hostages.
They'll kill the hostages. This one, the building would be the hostage, so they take over, the Washington Monument or the Lincoln Memorial or something like that.
Neither of those places would be very defensible.
No. Although
imagine taking over the Washington Monument. What do you mean? The whole movie, like, he starts at the bottom and they're like, oh, we took out the elevator. So he just has to walk up the stairs. And, like, at every landing, there's one guy he has to fight until he gets to the top. And, of course, when he gets to the top, he's going to throw the guy off. We all know that.
Yeah.
And then he'll land at the bottom and there'll be a dead body in front of a Washington Monument. Somebody will make a vaguely political statement and the movie's over.
Could they have a fight around the tip of it? Mm-hmm. And the ending is,
he gets impaled on the tip?
Impaled on the tip?
Yeah.
That would be the best.
I don't know if you can get on the tip, like...
Maybe what
are you, Spider-Man?
So he's getting off of the thing by helicopter, and he falls out of the helicopter back into the tip. There you go. There you go.
Oh,
so,
no, like
so this is my perfect WWE movie. It's the Washington Monument. They've got a bomb. They want a ton of money. The government has to knuckle under and give them the money. But our hero, who is some wrestler,
it's John Cena.
I think John Cena's going to be too big for this shit going forward. I'd be okay with somebody like a Dean Ambrose. From 12 Rounds 3.
What about a Dean Cain? Dean Cain could be the bad guy that gets impaled on the Washington Monument.
No, because there are no non-wrestler actors.
I thought the rule was just don't let Dean Cain near the movie.
No. No, I think a perfect villain for something like this would be maybe somebody like a Triple H. I don't know. Or maybe Triple H is just a thug minion type person. But yeah, somebody who's got like legendary bad guy chops like that. Mm-hmm. Maybe even a Chris Jericho or a Miz.
Mm-hmm. I like the Miz.
I like maybe make the Miz, because the Miz is like a smaller wrestler. Maybe make him like the hacker guy of the group. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but definitely here's the guys that I definitely want to. Brock Lesnar's got to show up.
Yeah,
maybe make him the bad guy, or even the good guy. No, you couldn't make him the good guy. He's too big. And Braun Strowman. Those two guys, Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman. I don't know if you've seen Braun Strowman. The man's like 6'10" and like yoked like Brock. Yeah. He's just enormous.
But Brock Lesnar and Strom Thurmond.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So those two guys are definitely part of the bad guys. But yeah. So then the bad guy falls out of a helicopter and is impaled on. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I can dig it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I think that'd be badass. So,
Mine.
and here's how he does it. Here's how he gets him out of the helicopter. He spears him out of the helicopter.
Hell yeah.
Okay, which is full on. He runs up, just tackles him over the middle, and then he gets impaled. And the only way the hero saves himself is by hanging onto the dead guy's body, which is now impaled on the Washington Monument. And he has to stay up there and hold on while they pull him through a window, and that's how he.
And then the body starts tearing, and he's falling. It gets real.
And then
gruesome.
they play the sad music from the end of Rambo, and it's like, "It's a long way down." Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's my perfect WWE movie.
My perfect WWE movie.
Yeah.
So first off, one thing I love in these movies, a lot of them have the small town aesthetic.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Okay.
So we have a small town action movie.
Yeah.
Like 11 of those 22 movies we looked at.
Yes.
Okay, and I like Dean Ambrose and 12 Rounds Today, because you're saying maybe it would have to be a more recent. John Cena's too big. We gotta get newer wrestlers in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, somebody like Dean Ambrose. I mean, basically, just do Walking Tall again.
All right.
But have the WWE make it this time, and let the fucking wrestlers choreograph the fight scenes.
Yes.
Let them actually use wrestling moves. Let them do interesting shit.
As much as real as they can be with them. I don't want to see suplexes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
If you have to pull up the lines to do the move, don't do it.
Don't have them bounce off the ropes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless they're fighting in a gym.
Yeah.
In that case, fuck yeah. Also, why has nobody fought in a gym in these movies
Serious.
and done full-on wrestling?
I think the movies, the original wrestling movie, No Holds Barred, did a lot of that. It proposed a world where pro wrestling is real.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think that's part of why they were and don't ever do that again.
That's fair.
So, but yeah.
Also, I probably wouldn't go all wrestlers. I like just the one wrestler, and you make it their vehicle.
Okay.
To try to make them a star.
Okay.
And so then we get somebody who could play a good villain, but it's also not big right now. Mm-hmm. Mickey Rourke.
Nice.
Yeah, Mickey Rourke.
I really like that idea. Mm-hmm. And he's one of those guys who was big, then he went away, and then he came back and was big, and now he's gone away again. I mean, it'd be cool to bring back for something like this, and is also big enough that he could fight a wrestler and have it look real. So, as he played the wrestler.
And
So.
Yeah. Oh, that was gonna say. That's why I get Roddy Piper vibes from him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah.
So just just a classic kind of Marine 3 Walking Tall action movie, but focus more on making it a vehicle for the wrestler.
There you
go. And let them have cool action in it.
Nice. Just a quick note, one WWE movie that we didn't watch but is on Netflix. I just saw it the other day on Netflix. It's one that I was thinking about us watching, just because it has some newer talent in it. It has Kane in a speaking role, where he's playing a cop. I think it's called Countdown. It's on Netflix.
I'm Officer Kane.
It's Dolph Ziggler is the star, who is a guy that we haven't seen. I mean, I've seen him wrestle and stuff, but I've never seen him in a movie. Then there is a movie out there with Seth Rollins, who is at one point was Dean Ambrose's tag team partner, and is also just a huge star right now in the WWE. Nice. Those are two guys. Ziggler and Rollins both are two guys that I would love to see do some of that other stuff, because they are. I think it works better here, the smaller guys. I don't think it works when you have the giant guys, which I think they've shown. Big Show kind of works as a villain, but the problem is Gunn's too small in his hands. It's weird.
Was he the lead in 12 Rounds too?
Who?
Big Show?
Big Show?
Yeah. It was somebody really big in 12
Randy
Rounds
Orton
too.
was the lead. Randy Orton's 6'7".
Yeah.
Randy Orton's a little too big. He's also a shitty actor. No. But yeah, Dean Ambrose, who's 6'2", 6'1", Seth Rollins, who's right there too, 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", one of those, a reasonably tall person.
When you're a monster like Ben, that's reasonably tall.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, to have somebody your size, they'd have to go get Rey Mysterio or somebody like that. Even Sin Cara, I think, is 4 or 5 inches taller.
Bro, there's no 5'6" wrestlers.
Rey Mysterio. He's the little, yeah.
Nice.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. You got to go get luchadors. That's the only. Sin Cara. But even Sin Cara's 5'9", 5'10".
I don't care.
So yeah. All right. Anyway, that's so much. Thanks for listening to this episode. Oh,
my shout out.
Oh, your shout out.
So let's do we can do the outro, and then I'll just do the shout outs.
All right. So thanks so much for listening to this episode. Check back. We should have another episode soon going off in this new direction. It's going to be really cool. And now here's Noah with shout outs.
All right. Well, it's been a long time. It's been 22 episodes, and I think a lot of interesting things have happened since then. A lot of them we've mentioned in this episode, I realize now, looking at my shout-outs list. But I'm going to say them again anyway. Shout-out to Randy Orton for not making it into any of the 5 Marine movies, even as a non-Marine character.
Even though, because he is a Marine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout-out to Dean Cain. ...
Just for being alive.
Yeah. I put shout-out to Booby Boulevard.
Yes.
Shout out to 12 Rounds 3's use of the title. 12 rounds.
Yeah.
That's it. Shout out to how terrible the Flintstones one was.
God, yeah.
Shout out to how long the Scooby-Doo one was. Here I just wrote, fuck the See No Evil franchise.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Shout out to those sisters that directed like 5 of the worst ones.
Yeah.
Including See No Evil 2. Shout out to Kane's Eye switching in See No Evil 2. And finally, shout out to the fucking awesome fights at the end of Birth of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Both between Bruce Lee and Wong Jack Man and when they go into like the Triad building. That was some fucking really, really cool shit.
Birth of the Dragon is a whole other beast that should be mentioned. It's really...
It's
a whole other thing. So, yeah.
Is it raining?
I believe it is raining.
Nice.
So, anyway. Good night, everybody, and good night, motherfuckers. Thanks for listening.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
motherfuckers.